We are the Force. We are Wisconsin.
It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona. We welcome you. It's the Cactus League on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And from Maryvale Baseball Park, the spring training home of the Brewers, it's the Brew Crew and the Texas Rangers. And hi, everybody. We welcome you from Maryvale Baseball Park along with Panama Rock. I'm Brian Anderson. Great to have you with us. That is a beautiful hat, by the way.
Sun smart and, more importantly, bad hair day. Really bad hair day.
Well, we're just now locking into spring training, so you can understand why it would be that way. But let's talk a little bit about who we're going to see today. And one guy that jumps off the lineup sheet at you is Lewis Brinson. #1 prospect in the Brewers organization. He was the key piece that came over in the Jonathan Lucroy trade. He has been very impressive this spring.
Yeah, part of an outfield core that's about averaging about 6'3", 6'4". These guys extremely athletic, and we've seen that from Brinson. His first game down here, an exhibition game against UW Milwaukee, a couple of bullet home runs. He can run, he can hit for power, he takes the ball to the opposite field, and as far as outfield play goes, incredible range and a terrific throwing arm. So part of a group of outfielders that the Brewers have put together down here in spring training that have been very, very impressive.
Brewers have a great list of outfielders, a great list of shortstops, and as they build their organization, certainly something to draw from. Who knows who we'll see in the big leagues this year. We're ready for baseball here this afternoon. Zach Davies is on the mound for the Brew Crew. It's Milwaukee against Texas. Brewers Rangers coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. This afternoon in the Cactus League, Brewers and Rangers on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Wow, this is the kind of weather you expect when you come to Phoenix, Arizona. Got a little cloud cover too, which is nice for the players. It makes for much easier time catching fly balls. And as you see, the umpires come together. Gabe Morales, Doug Eddings, Bill Miller, Jim Reynolds, all gathering at home plate. And an exchange of the lineup cards. Looks like Pat Murphy, the Brewers bench coach, has the honor of the lineup card today for the Brewers. Speaking of lineups, let's get you the Rangers starting lineup, courtesy of Potawatomi. Delino DeShields will lead off. He's in a battle for the 4th outfield spot for the Rangers. Adrian Beltre, his 2nd game back. He's been dealing with a calf injury. He'll be the designated hitter today. Nomar Mazara be the starter in right field for the Rangers today, and they hope for opening day as well. In the middle of the order, it is Joey Gallo, big power hitting left-handed bat. Robinson Chirinos, who is Lucroy's backup, he'll get the call behind the plate. James Loney will be at first base. And then the bottom 3, Drew Robinson, Doug Bernier, Bernier, I beg your pardon, and Josh Morgan round out the starting 9 for Texas. A lineup turned in by manager Jeff Bannister. There's Derek Johnson, the Brewer pitching coach, and we're going to have a chat with him today. Got an interview scheduled in the 5th inning. Rock, we're also going to hear from Craig Counsell today, and this is going to be a good day to get some information from the staff about how spring training has gone and who is starting to impress or solidify their spot on the Major League roster as we have a month to play.
Yeah, Derek Johnson has to be pleased with the way his starters are going about their business, and including yesterday's game. Jimmy Nelson threw well, and Junior Guerra threw 2 pretty good innings. So I think that on the pitching side, things are going pretty well. And Craig Counsell, very pleased with the way things are going. And more importantly, unlike a lot of teams this time of the year, the Brewers are relatively healthy, and he's hoping to keep it that way.
Well, Craig Counsell will join us in the top of the 3rd. Derek Johnson in the bottom of the 5th as it is scheduled right now. So we look forward to that. And one of the opportunities we get for spring training baseball. Zach Davies has hit the mound. The Brewers line up defensively behind him. It'll be the 2nd start for Zach Davies. He was very impressive in his first start, and Rocky just continues to be a big story for Milwaukee. This guy is unconventional. He does not have the overpowering fastball, but is a player that and a pitcher that is moving quickly through the ranks and is one of the 2 solidified spots in the starting rotation. Keon Broxton will start in center field. Perez and Santana flank him in left and right. The infield of DeJesus Jr., Eric Sogard, Jonathan Villar, and Eric Thames. And Andrew Susac will do the catching today. And it's always fun to watch Zach Davies go about his job.
You know what he does? He just gets people out. I mean, that's what he does. I mean, he's very smart. He understands, you know, what his best attributes are. He watches hitters and what they're trying to do to him. And, you know, certainly he got called up last year. Got called up on April 17th. And after a few pretty rough starts, he turned things around. Overall, 11-7 at 397 earned run average. You can see not a huge strikeout guy. He does allow home runs, which, you know, most controlled pitchers that don't throw all that hard, they're going to give up home runs. But he doesn't walk anybody. That's the key.
He is a native of this area, the Phoenix area. Went to high school in Gilbert, still lives in Gilbert, Arizona, and married this offseason. So his life is changing on the field and off the field as well. He is in a great place right now, and he is hoping to build off his very successful campaign of 2016. All right, set for baseball. Game's first pitch on the way to Delino DeShields, and it's in there for strike 1. And away we go from Maryvale. Brewers Rangers on this Saturday afternoon. Neither one of these teams having a lot of success in the win column early as DeShields flies to center field, and that's how the day begins for Zach Davies. Now the Rangers, Rock, are 2-6. Just winning yesterday. The Brewers lost in a very long marathon affair against the Angels, dropping their record to 2-5. But we don't really care about the records in spring training,
especially when they're bad, right?
If they're 7-0, then you're saying,
yeah,
wow,
hey,
this team, I tell you,
these guys are something.
They play to win.
You know, it's not about wins and losses, about everybody getting to work in, and pretty much that's what's been going on. They always like to win, and most times, you know, in these games are decided by, you know, A-ball, double-A guys. So, and we'll see how the guys do it early on. You just want to stay close early on, see how your big leaguers are coming along.
Now the Rangers are curious to see how Adrian Beltre will come along this spring. There is a big decision he has to make, whether he's going to participate in the World Baseball Classic, and I think that decision has to come today. So he's playing in his 2nd game. He's been out with a calf injury. A future Hall of Fame third baseman, Adrian Beltre. He just keeps on plugging away at a very high level, ready to begin his 20th season. What an impressive career it has been.
And it's not just a bat. I mean, this guy can pick it at third base.
One ball, 2 strikes on Beltre, the designated hitter for Texas today. Texas has a number of their regulars in the lineup, guys like Beltre, Mazara. You'll see a lot of Joey Gallo, you figure, this year. Delino DeShields fighting for a spot on the big league roster. The Rangers train in Surprise, Arizona, which is the furthest west. They share a facility with the Royals, and that's the furthest west in the West Valley of spring training. 15 teams are here in Phoenix area. And so the Rangers come over from Surprise. It's about a 30-minute drive.
Nice ballpark over there in Surprise. Really nice facilities.
Now the Brewers played over there on Monday and got one of their 2 wins against Texas on Monday, this past Monday. Much different conditions that day than what we have today. It was raining and about 50 degrees and a slight rain coming down. It was actually quite miserable for the players on Monday. A little different story here today. Taking a souvenir home.
That's going to be nice for an extended period of time down here now.
Yeah, now's the time to travel to the Phoenix area to catch a little spring training baseball. Davies deals a 3-2 and a little changeup. This is down and in. Beltre draws the walk.
Just couldn't put him away. It's good at bat from Beltre, and that's something you see a lot of from him. Davies gave him everything he had, just couldn't put him away. Good changeup, just missed.
I talked to Davies before the game today. That's the other thing, by the way, you can do in spring training. You can actually have a conversation with the starting pitcher before he pitches. And saw Davies in the clubhouse. He said he's hoping to get 30 pitches or 2 innings out of today's start, whichever comes first. I said 30 pitches, that might get you through 3 innings. Because now they won't let me do that.
Yeah.
I would do that, but it's all about the 2 or 30.
What was that, about 6 pitches his first time out?
Bouncing ball. Thames goes to second out there. Nice base running by Beltre. And if nothing else, it just disrupted.
But he's out, though. I mean, he's kind of interfering what's going on. I mean, they threw to second. He was out. I'm not sure why you can go back and disrupt what's going on at first base.
Mazara beat the throw to the bag, said the first base umpire, Bill Miller.
Yeah, this is definitely a discussion that Craig Counsell wants to have. Now, Thames throws to second, which means Beltre's out. He's got to get out of the way. He slides back into first base and creates some problems. Check it out. He's out. No reason why he goes back. Kind of disrupts what's going on in the tag, and that's what Craig Counsell's talking about.
Yeah, actually, he knocked Thames' foot off the base.
Yeah.
Which would have been a sure out at first base. Now, there is no replay review here in a spring training game, even though we're televising today.
But that's interference.
That certainly would have been overturned, and that would have ended the inning. Instead, we play on. I don't blame Beltre at all. He's a dead duck at second base, so he does the best thing he can do.
But once you're out of the play. You got to get out of the way. He kind of disrupts what went on over there. Can't do that.
So 2 men are out. Mazara's at first on a fielder's choice, and here's Joey Gallo.
So I think Craig Counsell should play this one under protest.
I agree. What do the umpires do? They make the big signal with their hand, the letter P. Under protest.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Counsell in the 3rd inning. We'll ask him about that. The big slugger, Joey Gallo.
You know, anything happened there? I think that Beltre might have thought that Thames tagged first before he threw to second. At which point he could go back to first base.
Right. Good point.
That's not what happened.
Or maybe Adrian just decided he was going to slide into the closest base.
Yeah, I don't feel like running.
There's a good changeup. Gallo way out in front. Davies is tough on any hitter, but he is especially tough against the hitters with the big swings, the big power hitters.
Which Gallo is. Both of those.
Talking to Craig Counsell about Davies, he said what is so impressive about Zach is he puts the hitter in defense mode quick. How about that shift? Jonathan Villar standing right there, and Gallo lines it right to him to end the inning. Turnabout's fair play, and Zach Davies is through the first, scoreless. Potawatomi batting order for Craig Counsell. You got Broxton, VR, and Thames at the top. Perez, Santana, and Brinson in the middle with De Jesus Jr., Susac, and Sogard. And those are the batting average that those players posted last season. Major league batting averages. Eric Thames, of course, played in Korea. So, Rock, the lineup the Brewers put out there today will face Chichi Gonzalez, a former first-rounder by the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, looking to, you know, have his first full season in the big leagues. The Rangers have seen him each of the last 2 years. His numbers in AAA, 8-10, 470 earned run average, a former first-rounder by the Texas Rangers back in 2013.
Gonzalez of Cuban descent, but played his college ball at Oral Roberts and was eligible for the draft. And now Broxton leads off. First pitch swinging, tough play, and DeShields runs it down. A difficult play, especially in Arizona with the bright sunshine. You see a lot of pop-ups and fly balls get lost in the sky. And one away on the first pitch to Keon Broxton. Rangers line them up with Gallo, DeShields, and Mazara in the outfield. Morgan, Bernier, Robinson, and Loney around the horn with Chirinos behind the plate.
Too bad Luke's not here today.
A lot of folks were hoping that Jonathan Lucroy would make the trip from Surprise. Not the case today. Jonathan Villar takes ball one. Villar will be headed to the WBC, Team Venezuela. He is actually going to Surprise to train. That's where the Venezuelan team will have their workouts. He's excited about it. Very eager to represent his country. And Villar's going to play second base for Team Venezuela.
Yeah, they leave tomorrow, right? Hernan Perez heads to Surprise. Talk to him about that. Yeah, he's fired up.
Now they'll have about a week of workouts. They'll play a few exhibition games, and then they'll get into their first round. Jonathan and I were talking about the pool that they have, and they've got some good competition. They'll have Puerto Rico, so that Puerto Rican-Venezuelan matchup is probably the headliner. But Mexico's in that group, and Italy in that field. 3-1, VR fouls it away. As excited to participate in the WBC is Brewers first base coach Carlos Subero, who will be one of the coaches under Omar Vizquel's staff. Vizquel will manage Venezuela. A swing at Amez. Villar strikes out. And 2 quick outs for Chichi Gonzalez in his first inning.
Yeah, when you watch Gonzalez, not a whole lot straight coming out of that hand. A little cut fastball. Four-seamer, he'll cut it, he'll sink it as well. He'll throw a curveball every now and again. He's got a good changeup to go with all that.
Here's Eric Thames now. Boy, unleashing on a big swing. Thames has been taking a lot of pitches this spring. He's trying to see as many pitches as he can in the first week of the Cactus League schedule. So as he said, he's been getting himself into really deep and bad hitters counts, but it's important that he sees a lot of pitches because he's coming back to the States from Korea. He was in Korea for 3 years. But I think he's ditched that idea. He is up there hacking in this at-bat.
Yeah, that first pitch, that pitch was up around the letters out of the zone, but the Brewers are going to be counting on him heavily at first base. Signed a 3-year contract.
The curveball misses low for Gonzalez.
Now you see that a lot of times with guys that you know we're going to be on the team, veteran guys that have been around a little bit, that early in spring training they just want to see the baseball. They start feeling good at the plate when they see the baseball well, and that's what Thames has been trying to do.
Thames whistles one back up the middle and a base hit.
Much more of a controlled swing than that first one he took.
Thames' first hit of the spring came on Thursday, and it was a carbon copy to this one. Right back up the middle, against the Mariners on Thursday, and he does the same here.
Nice, easy, level swing. Just really picks the toe up barely off the ground and sets it right back. Not a lot of movement in that swing until that bat heads to the strike zone.
Dame still runs well, even though he is considered a power hitter. And here's Perez. First ball swinging high, pop up into left field. And Joey Gallo makes the catch to end the inning. So Gonzalez puts up a 0 to answer Zach Davies' 0. And we're off and running in Maryvale. No score. We head to the second. Rangers coming up.
The ballpark, Maryvale Baseball Park here in Phoenix. Hey, join the crew and get on board for the 2017 season with all new Brewers Flex Pack. Choose your games as you go, plus get opening day as your free 11th game, all starting at just $16 per ticket. To learn more, go to brewers.com/10packs. All quiet out on the hill and left.
That's a good place to hang out on a sunny day like this. Soak up some rays, maybe catch a home run ball. Fire off some tweets and Snapchats. Maybe a few Instagram posts. It's all good.
Did you get some of that stock, Snapchat?
No, I should
Just
have.
be a rich man.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
Yeah.
Bad call. I always thought the social media thing would never take off.
Yeah. That and the cell phone.
And Coca-Cola. Robinson Chirinos will lead off for Texas. He'll be the primary backup to Jonathan Lucroy this season. Zach Davies on for his second inning. Bouncer to third, DeJesus. Long throw, a good one. In time for the first out.
A utility player. We saw him with the Cincinnati Reds. He can play anywhere. Very reliable defender. Give you a decent at bat.
These major league infielders never cease to impress. But today, and spring training offers some opportunities that we don't normally get. But today, Ed Cedar was hitting Fungo's infield practice during BP to DeJesus Jr. He invited me to catch for him, basically catch the throws coming in. So I sat there and I watched all of the session for DeJesus and VR, and Ed Cedar just hitting rockets off the Fungo bat. And it's so impressive how good these guys are and how great their hands are around the bags.
What's more impressive, the way the players are, or the way the coaches can hit the baseball exactly where they want it?
That's
just
true.
about every time.
Yeah, the player says, I want to go backhand. I want to go glove side. And they put it right there. Here's VR who ranges over. Nice play. And James Loney is retired.
Yep, I want to work on one hoppers. I want to work on my backhand. I want to work on slow rollers. I mean, it's amazing, these coaches, the way they operate that Fungo bat. It's an art.
And usually guys like VR and DeJesus and Arcia, they're playing music in the stadium while batting practice is going on, right? And they get you know, a good dance song or a club song, some hip hop, and they're dancing between every ground ball. These guys just love being at the ballpark and playing the game.
Gotta love the process, right? That's what Coach K was talking about. That was his quote. I mean, you can't be good unless you enjoy, you know, the practice. You gotta love the process. That's what it's all about down here in spring. How about that for a basketball reference?
Nice. That's
not something I do much.
Take it in. Who's Coach K, by the way?
Mike Krzyzewski.
Robinson takes a strike.
You
Nice.
knew that. Come on.
I was putting a quick teaser out there just to make sure you were all the way in. I didn't want you to be a surface analyst. I just
Duke having a rough year, aren't they?
Well, they've turned it around now.
Have they?
Yeah, they're back. Big game today, UNC.
Yeah.
Duke,
Now
UNC.
you, on the other hand, you know all about it.
Not all. I got a lot of work ahead of me in the next couple of weeks.
Well, I will say this: you broke down that that Iowa-Wisconsin game for me very well. I mean, I was impressed.
Well, thanks.
That was good.
I just made a lot of that up.
Disappointing a lot, but it made sense. I watched the game.
I found if you raise the volume of your voice and you say things with a little bit of a firm approach and use your hands a lot, people will buy it no matter what. Badgers need to turn it around, though.
Yeah.
They've got a game tomorrow against Minnesota, their last regular season game.
And Minnesota's good.
Yeah, Minnesota's coming on fast. They're my sleeper team in the tournament, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a sleeper when you fill out your bracket. Great crowd here today. Good to see them all. And that's a good spot over there in the shade. It's one thing I like about Maryville, maybe as much as any ballpark in the Cactus League, is it gives you the options. You can go sit on the grass. You can find some shade on the first base side. If you want to soak up some rays, you can go to the third base side or hang out on the berms in the outfield if you feel like rolling down a hill.
Right.
Full count, 2 outs, and that one misses down and in. Drew Robinson draws the walk. Second walk issued by Davies. And that'll bring up Doug Bernier. One thing about the Rangers lineup today, outside of those few regular position players at the top, you're seeing a lot of guys who are considered utility players that are in full audition mode right now, and Doug Bernier is one of those players. 36 years of age and still at it, trying to make this club as a utility man. AAA last year.
Yeah, Bernier's had some big league time with the Rockies and the Twins. Not a lot, but some, but he's been in the major leagues.
I feel like this is a guy that's going to end up coaching or managing in the big league someday. Certainly wants to play as long as he can. But there aren't many guys at 36 years of age that are still bouncing around between AAA and a few stops in the big leagues.
I'll tell you, that decision to take off the uniform for good is a difficult one, particularly if you're healthy. Once you take it off, that's it. There's no going back.
And there are certain things that you know about a player without even knowing him at all. If he's 36 and still at it, you know he is a great teammate and a great competitor. Because normally these guys aren't asked to hang around if they're not that way, if they're selfish players or troublemakers, or you just don't find your way on rosters unless you are the kind of player that an organization, a coaching staff, a manager wants to have around. So you don't even have to dig up any information to know that about a guy.
Yeah, especially with your impressionable AAA guys, you know, guys out in the minor leagues. You don't want to have a complainer, a guy that has a chip on his shoulder down around those guys. That's for sure.
2-2 to Bernier. 2 outs in the inning. Davies just issued a walk to Robinson. He's given up 2 walks. trying to get through 2 scoreless today in his second spring training start. Out in front of a curveball. And Sogard will give way. Perez will make the catch. And good day's work for Zach Davies. 2 scoreless for the Brewers starter, making it a bit at an opening day spot. His first 2 Cactus League outings, Zach Davies is right where he wants to be, picking up where he left off last year. He's gone 3 scoreless innings, and 2 of those innings coming today. His work will be done. 2 scoreless, hitless innings for Davies with 2 walks. So here we go to the bottom of the second. Domingo Santana will lead off. Chichi Gonzalez back on the mound for Texas. What a day Santana had yesterday against the Angels. He had 2 home runs, had 3 hits total, and he lines one to third. Nice catch over there by Josh Morgan. Takes an extra base hit away from Domingo Santana.
Yeah, it looked like an off-speed pitch. He waited back nicely on that and hit a bullet right down the line. And Santana working extra hard in the batting cages over the last few days, and certainly paying off yesterday. That looked like one of those curveballs, and a little bit up in his zone. Santana hit it hard.
1 away. Here's Lewis Brinson, the former Ranger, and there's the designated hitter today. He played against his old mates on Monday in Surprise. Had a great day. Had 3 hits in that game. And he's back in there today as the DH. Craig Counsell trying to get him as many at-bats as possible. He is on the cusp of a trip to the big leagues. Brinson is the #1 prospect in the Brewers organization and was the primary piece in the Jonathan Lucroy trade last year.
He's a big man. What was Brinson?
Counsell raving about the athleticism and the demeanor and attitude of Brinson coming in. Friendly guy, fun-loving guy. Pops this one up. Was a little late and sends it out to center field. DeShields will put it away for out number 2.
Man, they're giving him the business around the batting cage today. He took it well. He's got a good sense of humor. Picked up his bat, thin-handled bat, pretty well tapered barrel of the bat. I was wondering how big the bat was. Not overly large for a guy his size. Most guys don't swing real big bats, big heavy bats these days. But nice young man. Got to talk to him a little bit today around the batting cage.
He's part of that great center field core the Brewers have assembled. Boy, they are very deep at 2 most important positions, center field and shortstop. Ivan DeJesus Jr. takes the ball. Right now the Brewers have 6 legitimate big league center fielders. The 2 that will make the team, you would imagine, would be Keon Broxton and Kirk Nieuwenhuis. And then this wave of prospects that includes Lewis Brinson, Ryan Cordell, another player that came from the Rangers in that Lucroy trade. And then you got Brett Phillips, who was acquired by the Brewers 2 years ago in the Carlos Gomez deal, coming from the Astros. He's among the top prospects, aside from having a great laugh. And then the Brewers' first pick last year, Corey Ray out of Louisville. Ray was the 5th pick overall, and just getting his big league career started. You figure he'll be single A, double A level this season. But Brinson might be the first guy you see out of that prospect list to make it to the big leagues. Ball and 2 strikes.
All right,
Ivan DeJesus Jr. trying to make this team as a utility man, playing third base today.
Always good to have big league experience coming off that bench. DeJesus certainly has that.
On the ground in the hole and in and out of the glove of Morgan. He recovers and throws him out. Wow, what an arm. Josh Morgan flashing the leather in the 2nd inning. Snagged a line drive from Santana. Takes a hit away from DeJesus Jr. We'll visit with Craig Counsell when we continue from Maryvale. Score, top of the 3rd, and there is the skipper of the Milwaukee Brewers, native Wisconsinite, Craig Counsell. And Craig, thanks for putting the headset on and joining us. Appreciate the opportunity to chat with you during the game here. And as a manager in a spring training game, when you're this early in the flow, what's kind of the next thing on your mind, and how did you think Zach Davies performed today?
Well, really what we're trying to accomplish through these first couple weeks is just get everybody out there, get their kind of feet under them, get the hitters with the some sense of timing and everything like that, and for the pitchers just get the build-up process started. So for Zach today, we're going through the 2-inning stints with the pitchers, so they're going on 35 to 40 pitches. Zach actually finished up in the bullpen because he was very efficient, which we like to see. So we're still very early in this, with a little bit of a longer spring training this year. So we're still getting our feet under us for sure.
Visiting with Craig Counsell as we watch Brent Suter out of the Counsell bullpen, who works extremely fast. So we'll have to machine gun some questions at you here.
Yeah, this could be quick.
In the top of the 3rd inning. But we started our broadcast today, Craig, by talking about the depth of the center field position in this organization, and specifically Lewis Brinson, who is a name that people are very interested in, and he's in your lineup as the DH today. What can you add about Lewis Brinson, and what have you seen from him thus far in spring training?
Well, he's been it's certainly a great addition. He's got he's got a presence about him, which is the biggest thing I'll say. And he's close to being a big leaguer. I think that's also what's important. Is I think he's got a good chance to impact us this season. You know, and hopefully at some point he's kind of forcing us to call him up. That's what I'm hoping happens. But he's a guy that I think can do a little bit of everything. He can beat the other team in every different way, with home run, with defense. I think he's going to be a guy that hits a lot of home runs in his career. He's got a good swing path and kind of a fly ball type swing that I think works perfect for Miller Park. So we're excited to have him, and he's you know, and I want to mention his teammate Ryan Cordell, a Texas teammate that's come over here, who also is, you know, really just exciting as well. We're really happy to have both those guys.
I mean, Counts, that seems to be the theme down here. You see a lot of these young players. I mean, you see these middle infielders, and even this Dubon kid that you put in the game once in a while. I mean, there's a lot of raw talent out here. It's got to be fun for you and as coaches to try and put this stuff all together for them and develop them into big league talent.
Well, it is, and I like the guys that are really close to the big leagues too, Rock. That's even better.
Right.
And I think, you know, now we're starting to see some of these guys, I think, like Lewis Brinson and Ryan Cordell and Josh Hader on the pitching side, and even Dubon just played a lot of shortstop, finished up in Double-A. So those are kids that you feel like can really impact, that have a chance to impact us this year. You know, if they have a good season, they're going to be forcing us to make some decisions.
What kind of challenges does the WBC present? You're going to lose some players tomorrow, but on the flip side of that, I mean, you get to see some of these younger players perform in games.
Yeah, you know, I don't think.
Oh, that one gets away from Thames, and DeShields on his way to second base. So that'll be an error on Suter. Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, we certainly have plenty of players, so it's, you know, we're going to miss, from the position player side, we're going to miss VR and Hernan Perez specifically. But, you know, we have, you know, you'll see a guy like Dubon a little bit more. You'll see Isan Diaz and Lucas Erceg, who are some of prospects at lower levels, and they'll get a chance to play next week a little bit. So it's fun for us to see those guys as well, and those guys and the kids get a chance to play in big league games. Lucas Erceg got a game-winning hit the other day, so a good experience kind of both ways.
Craig, there aren't many players that are still playing that you actually played against. You're getting into that portion of your career, but the guy at the plate is one of them.
Yeah, you know,
what do you think about his?
We were just sharing. I told Derek Johnson sitting next to me that this guy was a teammate of mine 18 years ago. And just the fact that he's still playing tells you he's had a pretty long career, which is absolutely incredible, and a Hall of Fame career in my opinion. He's one of the great third basemen of all time.
That would have been in Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
When he was just coming up. This is his 20th season, Craig, in the major leagues, and is showing no signs of slowing down. Is there anything that, when you're in a spring training game like this, that maybe your young players, or do you even mention anything about the greatness of this guy, and that's something they could observe with him in a setting like this?
Well, all eyes go to this guys like this when they step on the field. For every player, they really do. The players, it's even if you don't know who he is, you feel like when this guy walks up, you should watch. And that's what Hall of Famers are. You know, there's something special about them, and you sense it. You sense it when they're in the ballpark, when they're on the field. And Beltre certainly carries that with him.
Craig, what have you learned over the course of the last couple of years? I mean, last year was your first spring training as a manager. I mean, how are you different, or are you different this spring than you were last year?
No, it's not different. I think, you know, I think it's, you know, you have experience. I think that's the big thing. You've done it before, and it's the second time around, and then this part of the season for me. So, in one sense, you know a little bit more of what to expect, but on the other hand, you're still trying to make it fresh, make it new, make it hard, get these guys better. So there's challenges you're faced with every day.
Beltre hanging tough. Long at bat once again for Adrian Beltre. You mentioned the other day, we talked about the starting rotation, and you mentioned, and you've said a number of times, that the two guys who are solid are Junior Guerra and Zach Davies, and that means open auditions for the other 3 or 4 spots. I mean, are you considering a 6-man rotation? Is it still a 5-man with off days? And the number of pitchers that you have for those other spots at this point of spring training?
Well, we've got 7 guys competing for those spots, and I don't think for now at this point, we're just getting 7 guys ready, and that's how we're approaching it. If at some point we're going to have to make decisions, we don't have to make them yet. We're in a good place with depth, and that's where we want to be. I hope we have to make some hard decisions, but right now it's just getting them ready.
Talk a little bit, if you can, about the young shortstop, Orlando Arcia, and what you saw from him last year and what you hope his next step is as a major leaguer.
Yeah, Orlando's, he got 2 months in the big leagues with us last year, and I think it was a great learning experience for him. I think with a lot of players, you get up to the big leagues and you see, wow, that's a pretty darn good league. Players are pretty good there. A lot of times playing in the minor leagues for all these guys, they're the best player on the field. And when you step in the big leagues, you quickly realize that it's going to take some work to be the best player on the field. And I think Orlando's, in that situation. Defensively, I thought by the time we got the last 6 weeks he was here, he was outstanding. He was a difference maker for us. Offensively, I think we're still learning, and he understands some things that are going to make him a better hitter, and those are some of the things we're focused on. And I think with every hitter, it starts with figuring out what's a ball and a strike, and it's no different for Orlando.
Yeah, give us a bit of a scouting report, if you will, from what you know right now about Eric Thames. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, Eric's, I think Eric's going to be he's obviously came over from Korea, and he spent 3 years there. I think he's 30 years old, so Eric's a guy he's got a very good idea of what he needs to do and what he wants to do. I think especially offensively. So I think he's made a really quick transition, actually, offensively. I think he's gotten comfortable quickly. He said he didn't get a lot of hits the first 4 or 5 games, but was squaring balls up, and now the hits are starting to come a little bit. So I expect Eric to hit somewhere in the middle of our lineup and be a solid presence as a left-handed bat for us and provide good production.
Visiting with Craig Counsell, Brent Suter facing Mazara. We should probably get those headsets off you here. This is that was pitch number 20. So what are you thinking now for Brent Suter? What's his max, and when would you have to make a move here?
Well, we'll probably get to about 30 pitches is probably the place we start to look at getting somebody else in the game. So at times we want to extend these guys a little bit. But we're also cognizant of we don't want an inning to be real rough and him to rack up a lot of pitches in one inning. So it's a little bit of a balancing act in spring training where we bring extra pitchers over from the minor league side. But we like, it's okay to struggle a little bit and get through it and kind of figure out what you're doing wrong and make some corrections. That's also what this is about.
He must have heard you, Counts, because he just punched the guy out. So good job.
Do you like sitting out there, or would you rather sit in the dugout? Or is this just something that you have to do in spring training? As Gallo lines one to right, and Santana makes the catch to end the inning.
There he got fast for us right away, didn't he?
No changes for you. That's good. Thanks, Greg. We appreciate your time.
You got it, guys. Thanks.
Manager Craig Counsell. We're also going to hear from pitching coach Derek Johnson a little bit later as well. Always great to visit with Craig.
theme nights are back and better than ever with a lineup that includes everything from Beatles tribute night to Marvel Superhero Day to Bark at the Park and a whole lot more. Check out the complete schedule at brewers.com/theme nights.
Opening day, April 3rd at Miller Park. Brewers Rockies will start the season. Bottom of the third inning, Andrew Susac leads off for Milwaukee. Chichi Gonzalez back on the mound. He starts his third inning of work.
I think did you get the email? I think they're having a Game of Thrones night.
Yeah.
At the ballpark.
Are you in for that?
I like it. You like that? Have you seen it?
No. I know about it, but I only watch sporting events, really.
Watched all, 6 seasons in about span of about 2.5 months.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
A little binge watching at your house, huh? All right. Are you gonna dress up in costume for the Game of Thrones?
Some say I don't have to go too far to do that.
Susac will be followed by Eric Sogard and then Keon Broxton.
I read today in somewhere that Noah Syndergaard was going to make a guest appearance on Game of Thrones.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
He kind of fits right in.
Cameo as an extra.
He's a big fan. I know he is. I read a story about that. Susac turns one around foul. Little Cactus League baseball today. The Brewers and the Rangers from Maryville Baseball Park. Always good to have the Rangers in. The Brewers and the Rangers have been trade partners a number of times throughout these two franchises. Matter of fact, Susac takes a call at strike 3. Doug Melvin, the previous general manager here in Milwaukee, was a former GM of the Texas Rangers. Texas division champs a season ago, and then got swept by the Toronto Blue Jays in the division series round. Toronto hit that postseason on another level, beat Darvish and Hamels in the first 2 games, and then went back to Toronto and won in a thriller in Game 3 to sweep the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers just couldn't get it going offensively. They just could not buy a run. Interesting. I mean, and Texas has always been considered a high-powered offense.
Steve Buechele, bench coach of the Rangers for Jeff Bannister. Little bouncer over to first base, and Loney will take it to the bag. 2 up and 2 down here in the third inning for the Brewers as we head to the top of the order in Keon Broxton. Keon swung at the first pitch his first time up. He flew out to center field. And he's hacking again on the first offering. A lot of strikes from Gonzalez today. He's pouring them in. He has worked efficiently. Only 1 hit. That was Eric Thames, who had a 2-strike single in the first inning. Gonzalez with 2 Ks. That one's up the middle. Base hit. Broxton singles. He's been hitting well to start the Cactus League schedule and collects his first hit of the afternoon.
And not trying to pull the baseball. It's all about that new approach. Lowers the hands, throws the hands at the baseball, not pulling off like he was when he first got called up. First couple of times last year, boy. Using those hands and shooting the ball into center field.
So here is Jonathan Villar. Villar, the switch hitter, and the everyday second baseman this season for the Brewers. Last year, Villar started as the shortstop, coming to Milwaukee from Houston. Had a career year last season. That ball's whistled right field line. That's going to get down and go to the wall. And the speedy Broxton is going to wind it up. He will score easily. VR on his way to third. The throw comes in late. RBI triple for Jonathan VR. And the Brewers strike first this afternoon.
I couldn't have two faster guys than VR and Broxton. Boy, Broxton was scooting around the bases. Nearly lost his footing going around third base, but he scores without a play. And Jonathan VR able to take that fastball. Check it out. Inside, pulls the hands in and just rips it down the line. They were playing very deep on VR that time and right. All the way to the wall, and Broxton scores easily.
1-0 Crew. 2 outs in the third. Here is Thames. Rolls over one foul. You look up and down the Brewers lineup, Rock, and this is starting to take shape as a contending offensive roster lineup. You got a lot of speed at the top, got some power in the middle, good balance, a lot of versatile players. Snap throw the third. VR is back.
Yeah, Craig Counsell has been quoted in the last couple of days talking about his possible batting order this year, and everybody's saying, well, who's going to protect Braun in the back or behind him in the lineup? And Counsell has made a good point in that, Braun's going to be third. It's going to be important to have guys on base in front of him. That, in large part, is how you can protect him in that lineup as well, having men on base. So you're forced to pitch to him. And he likes to have Broxton and VR because of their power and speed up in the top of the order. We'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, it seems like it's just a decision whether it's VR or Broxton. That could change numerous times throughout the year, but Counsell did mention yesterday that that number 2 spot in the batting order, he is counting on that spot to produce runs. And if that's the criteria, you figure VR would probably be the selection. Broxton can be more of an on-base percentage player. The book is still out a little bit on Broxton. That's one thing to remember. Even though he's 27 years of age, last year was his breakthrough year. Kind of a late bloomer and up and down 3 different occasions for the Brewers. So he's still a bit of an unknown.
And you wonder how much Counsell will put the brakes on either one of those two guys hitting in front of Braun. You don't want to be making outs on the bases with Ryan Braun coming to the plate.
3-2 pitch. Thames strikes out to end the inning. Good changeup by Chichi Gonzalez. His day is most likely done. Brewers get a run. A 2-out triple and an RBI from VR. 1-0 Brewers after 3. Rob Scahill, the new Brewer pitcher. We remind you that the biggest conference tournament in college basketball is coming to FS1. Villanova looking for the top seed and maybe the overall #1 in the NCAA tournament. The Big East Tournament live from Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, starting Wednesday only on FS1. A very competitive Marquette on their way to the Big East Tournament, and looks like a solid bit to make it into the NCAA tournament. New pitchers Rob Scahill for the Brewers. Came to Milwaukee from Pittsburgh last year. Rob is a non-roster invitee.
Yeah, his numbers overall with the Brewers, 16 games and 245 earned run average. So good numbers for Scahill. The Brewers claimed him off of waivers from the Pirates. That was on July 12th last year.
4th inning, 1-0 Brewers. Jonathan Villar with an RBI triple with 2 outs in the 3rd as Milwaukee on top. Scahill will face Chirinos, Loney, and Robinson. 5, 6, and 7 in Jeff Bannister's lineup. Scahill, the 3rd Brewer pitcher. Zach Davies went 2 scoreless. Brent Suter went a scoreless inning as Chirinos pops this one up, and that will end up on top of the dugout. 1-2 the count. Good hustle there by Susac. Susac really moves around well. He's a catcher that has a great feel for the defensive part of the game. You can just tell in his actions.
I mean, they all are, but as far as catchers go, but really calls a good game, studies hitters, and you know, all the pre-game planning. Susac really thrives in that.
First spring training in a while without Jonathan Lucroy back there. Now a member of the Texas Rangers. He'll open up his first spring training with Texas. Another pop-up. Who wants this one? Thames is calling. And he's got it for out #1. We haven't seen Lucroy in the 2 matchups against Milwaukee this season, but he's playing. He's played in 3 games. He has 3 hits, 3 for 8 at the plate. He's got a couple of RBIs. I think Jonathan Lucroy could probably roll out of bed and hit 300 in spring training.
On Christmas Eve. He can, jump up, get into the batting cage and start hitting ropes. He's just a natural hitter. Got a great approach. And again, I mean, every Brewers fan knows this, that, the progress that he made behind home plate while he was in the major leagues was incredible. It was a great job by him to really sharpen up his game defensively.
James Loney bounced to second base his first time up.
It's going to be a big year for Luke, a free agent year.
Yep. One of the reasons why the Rangers were willing to give up 3 prospects is because they had him for the playoff run last year and then all of this season. That was a 5-player deal. Jonathan Lucroy and Jeremy Jeffress. By the way, Jeffress is going to pitch next for Texas. So we'll get a good look at the former Brewer closer. And the Brewers got Brinson and Ryan Cordell and a left-handed pitcher, Louis Ortiz. Bouncer to second, and Villar had it pop right out of his glove. An error on Villar. That was teed up perfectly for him. He just took his eye off of it.
Yep, just in and out of the glove. He did everything right but catch it. He got a nice hop to deal with. It looked like that ball was going to stay down. It bounced up for him and maybe just took his eye off it, thinking about the throw first.
So Scahill will face Drew Robinson now with a runner at first. First error of the game. Robinson takes a ball. First error for VR in the spring. Brewers have actually played very well defensively this spring. The two errors that are up from the outfielders, Broxton and Santana, were those Sun Field errors. There's a high fly ball to center. Broxton shading his eyes, fighting it all the way, makes a catch for the out.
Just enough cloud cover to help him out there. You can see that one. If there was that high sky today, that would have been interesting.
Good communication out there with Hernan Perez and Broxton. It's all about angles and who has the better angle with the sun.
Yeah, in that case, it probably Perez had the better angle looking over toward right field.
All of these spring training venues out here this time of year are very tough sun fields where you're looking into the bright sun. It's more behind home plate than what you'd normally see this time of year. Those few clouds, though, as Rock mentioned, those really help. Gives you some depth perception. When it's a cloudless day in that high sky, as they call it, that deep blue sky, it is very challenging for outfielders. I always enjoy coming out when they have the old jugs machine out and they're doing pop-ups and fly balls. I mean, it's a little on the demented side, but to watch big leaguers struggle and Gold Glove type outfielders struggle with fly
Kind of
balls
sadistic,
kind of
isn't
makes
it?
me happy actually.
Yes,
sometimes.
Yeah. It's tough enough with the high sky, but even without the sun, right in your eyes, but that combination, that's cruel.
They say if you can play outfield in Arizona in the Cactus League, you can play outfield anywhere. Two gone. Doug Bernier at the plate. Chopper on the ground. Ranging over is Sogard. He'll step on the bag, and a good inning for Rob Scahill. The Brewers lead 1-0. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Perez, Santana, and the #1 prospect, Brinson, coming up.
Here at Maryvale, up 1-0 over the Rangers, and MLB.TV Premium is back. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, enjoy almost 300 spring training games and the 2017 World Series World Baseball Classic. Visit MLB.TV for details. The World Baseball Classic coming up.
That's why we're underway about a week earlier this year for spring training. There's a familiar name, Jeremy Jeffress. Brewer closer last year, part of that Jonathan Lucroy deal to Texas. Pitched well for the Rangers. And Jeffress will take over as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning.
Great numbers for Jeremy. A .233 earned run average combined between Milwaukee and Texas. And Well, when he has everything going right and everything is good with him, he is tough. He's a tough customer with that big fastball, overhand curveball.
Hernan Perez will lead off, and Jeffress deals strike one. Hernan, part of Team Venezuela at the WBC. He'll be joining Carlos Subero on that Venezuelan ball club. By the way, I believe it was brought to my attention. I mentioned that Jonathan Villar was with Venezuela WBC team. It's actually Dominican Republic.
Right.
Confused Villar and Perez. My apologies. Brewers have a number of participants going to the WBC. Broken bat. Little roller to third base. Morgan, who's been busy today, 4 out number 1.
Saw a lot of that when Jeffress was closing games for the Brewers. That heavy sinker. Saved 27 games last year.
There's a list partner. You got 3 going to the Puerto Rican WBC team, and Barbosa and Burgos and Lopez. Cody Decker with Israel, and then there are the 2 who will represent the Dominican Republic, and Peralta and Villar. And then Hernan Perez, along with Carlos Subero, the first base coach. Carlos Torres with Mexico. It's a lot of fun at WBC. I feel like the players who are representing all of their countries outside of the United States take it, I don't want to say more seriously, but there's a lot more pride about playing and representing your country at the WBC than we see with the players from the United States. Generally, the American players, you don't see the top flight stars.
At least pitchers anyway.
Yeah, for sure, pitchers. But that's not the case. Villar is very excited and was just talking.
Seems like there's more expectation for the guys outside the U.S. to play for the respective countries in the WBC. Hernan can't wait to get going. Looking forward to it.
1 away. Domingo Santana at the plate. Boy, he's got a quick bat. Santana on that follow through. Bat came across and hit the helmet of Robinson Chirinos. Dropped him for a second.
He's going to be shaking out the cobwebs a little bit. You know who else was quick? Eddie. Ed Cedar. That was one hopper.
That's why they call him the tools of brilliance. Catchers and third base coaches with a guy like Santana are in danger. Santana lined out his last time up. He hit a bullet to third base. Typically, when Santana arrives to spring training, he's had a full off season of winter ball. That was not the case this year. He played in 2 games in winter ball. And yet still comes into spring training red hot with the bat.
Just want to make sure he comes into spring healthy.
Had an elbow and shoulder injury last year. It put him on the disabled list for about 2 months.
Organizations monitor, their players that play in winter ball in the offseason. And Roger Kaplinger, the director of the medical department for the Brewers, and Dan Wright make sure they're not getting too much work in the offseason.
Jeffress. And a swing and a foul. Santana hanging in there. First game of the spring for Jeremy Jeffress. Rangers have a back end of the bullpen that can compete with anyone. You got Jeffress and Barnett, hard throwers, Matt Bush, burst onto the scene last year as well. And that's a strikeout. Santana can't hold up. Little half swing K as Jeffress picks up his first punch out. 2 away in the inning now. And here comes Lewis Brinson.
Dyson, the closer, right? Was it 30-something saves last year? 38, wasn't it?
Yeah, their bullpen was fantastic. Dyson has pitched in a game. Bush has yet to get on the mound, and this is Jeffress' first outing. Barnett has yet to pitch as well. And it's been an important formula to lock in your last 3 or 4 relievers. Big swing by Brinson. Quickly 0-2.
When a first pitch curveball that really fooled Brinson, got into his head. And then Jeffress was able to sneak that fastball right by him.
Two guys traded for each other. Brinson and Jeffress. And the 0-2. Good breaking ball. Misses low. That's a nice take by Brinson. These are the kind of pitches when you see him lay off. What Craig Counsell was talking to us about a couple of innings ago is that's when you start to see the big leaguer in Brinson.
And that camera angle right there will tell you, will prove to you that the curveball is not an illusion. It actually does break.
Trino sets up inside. Jeffress, when he first came up to the Brewers, he was originally a first-round draft pick with Milwaukee. A lot of trouble, a lot of issues, off-field issues in the minor leagues. Got suspended a number of times. Finally came to the big leagues. He was a straight over-the-top thrower, though. He could throw 100 miles an hour. But it was that slight shift in the release point to that 3/4 delivery that changed his career path. Just misses with a fastball there. Jeffress has also added a split change. And as he said, it's very similar to what the way Raleigh Fingers used to hold the change up. It's not a true split finger grip where you jam the ball in between the fingers. It's more just a split grip to take a little velocity off. 2-2 pitch. Wow. Did you see that thing dive? Brinson strikes out Jeffress. An impressive first inning in spring training. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts. That is a power sinker, folks. 0-0 as we head to the top of the 5th, and we remind you to log on to foxsportswisconsin.com. Get the latest on your favorite teams. Protection for Ryan Braun is a topic today. The Racing Sausages are on Twitter, and the 7 pitchers battling for a rotation spot, all on foxsportswisconsin.com right now. Beautiful Saturday afternoon, Phoenix, Arizona, spring training home of the Brewers. Maryvale Baseball Park, and Rock, a new pitcher. Left-hander Andy Oliver is on the mound for Milwaukee.
His numbers last year in AAA, that was AAA Norfolk. That's his 3rd appearance down here in spring training. A 3-2 record last year. 14 of those 28 appearances for Oliver in the minor leagues last year were starts.
Oliver will face Josh Morgan to start it. And then to the top of the order, DeShields. And I'm not sure who we're going to have for Beltre. It's not going to be Beltre because I just saw him walk all the way across the field into the clubhouse.
Yeah,
I
he
think
took
his day's
it in.
over.
He's done.
2 at-bats for Beltre, 2 plate appearances, both walks. Got a couple of Hall of Famers with us today. Bob Uecker and Jeff Levering on Brewers Radio. You got the Hall of Famer Bob Uecker. And to our right, Hall of Fame announcer Eric Nadel with the Texas Rangers. There's the Brewers Radio team. Jeff Levering and Mr. Baseball.
Ketchup and mustard in hand.
Uecker's holding court before the game today.
They eat good in there, don't they?
Oh my gosh.
How do we get on that food delivery program?
You know,
it seems to stop right there at the radio booth.
yeah.
I'm not sure how that happens.
Well, I think it all has to do with the Hall of Famer. So as soon as you get into the Hall of Fame, I'm sure we'll be getting a delivery ourselves.
I guess we can go down there and buy some. I think that's what our producer director was hinting at. Let's go down to the concession stand and pull some money out of that wallet. Is that what he was trying to say?
Here, Mr. Uecker, here's a couple things for you. And then we say, oh, can we have some? Sure, that'll be $8.
They
That's
got good
okay.
food here, though. Been to the smokehouse?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
They did bring us a little sampling last week. That was tremendous. The actual the food setup is changed at Miller Park this year. There's been a lot of construction. It's going to be all new features at Miller Park. It's going to be a great setup. A lot of familiar vendors. There's a called strike 3, and Morgan is out. Oliver comes in, first batter strikes him out.
They've been to Don and Charlie's here in Scottsdale.
Oh yeah,
You see the T-shirt in the back?
okay, yeah, Don and Charlie's. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Good food.
That's a good catch.
A good buddy Don Carson.
That ought to get you an appetizer, Rock. The old ball and glove logo. I like that look. I'm glad they painted that on the field this season. It's a vintage look. It's always fun for us, and it happens every year, and I'm sure it's happened every year since that logo was unveiled. How many people, maybe new to the game or young fans, have that eureka moment when they realize that that logo is not just a glove and a ball, it's an M and a B. Milwaukee Brewers.
It is?
What? Oh, I see it. It's a genius logo.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Classic ball and glove. Top of the Rangers order, Delino DeShields. Carlos Gomez is going to play center field for the Rangers this year, after he was picked up last year. Had a rough go in Houston, ended up with the Rangers, played left field for Texas with Ian Desmond in center. Now Gomez will be the center fielder. DeShields trying to make this team as a fourth outfielder. Hot smash, knocked down by DeJesus. It'll be a base hit, but DeJesus kept it from going to the wall and an extra base hit.
Almost kept it in the glove. Had he been able to do that, he would have been able to make the play, but that's a good effort on the backhand. Ball gets by him. It's a double. He's got good hands. We saw him a number of times with the Reds. Play him anywhere. It's kind of the way utility players have to be these days.
So it's going to be Ryan Rua, another of the fourth outfield competitors for the Rangers. He's in there as the designated hitter for Adrian Beltre. Beltre with 2 plate appearances. He saw about 15 pitches and he walked twice. It's a good day's work. Now everybody waits on the news to see if Adrian Beltre will declare himself available for the WBC for the Dominican Republic. They've been waiting on his answer.
Well, you know the Dominican Republic wants him to play. I would imagine it's just a question of whether that calf injury is going to be good enough to go.
Oliver with a runner at first. They'll check on him. Ryan Rua, super utility man. He was a third baseman and second baseman in the minor leagues. Jin-Soo Choo got hurt. Played left field. Can play both corners. Can play first. There's a wave and a miss. 1-2 the count. The way the game is going right now, you're either a frontline starter, meaning you play the same position and you produce in a big way, or you become a utility man, and in Rua's case, or a guy like Hernan Perez, you become a super utility man, which adds the outfield into your infield play. Runner takes off, swing and a miss from his knees. The throw to second, not in time.
Nice throw. Wow. Got a big jump. Boy, that was pretty close. From his knees, right on the money.
Stolen base for DeShields.
I think he was out.
We will never know.
I mean, your reaction was.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought he
kind of. I think what you were thinking was you should have called him out regardless.
Yeah, that's it. I do have a plane to catch. That's spring training. I'm all about outs.
That trumps the stolen base, the plane.
Rua pulls one foul. The secrets that you don't see. I can root for outs as good as
Time's your flight.
as good as anybody.
Time's
in
your
spring
flight.
training. I don't want to get into that because I'm already getting a little anxious.
Cutting it close.
What are you doing after the game, by the way?
Going home.
I'll be going with you.
I got nowhere to go.
Here's a 1-2, and
Except home.
Rua yanks that one foul.
No flight. I will be here until the team plane takes off from Sky Harbor.
Okay.
What's that, the 29th, I think?
Yeah. A couple of games with the White Sox at Miller Park, exhibition games, and then the lid lifter April 3rd against Colorado. One gone, man at second base. Rua at the plate, and that's into center field, down, a base hit. Broxton up with it. DeShields coming around to score. The throw goes all the way through, and Rua is going to take the extra base.
Not a good throw by Keon Broxton. Those are the things that you're down here in spring training to kind of clean up. You're going to throw to home plate, hit the cutoff man. Had they done that, they might have had an out at second base. And the stolen base ends up costing Oliver a run. See, really not much of a chance to throw out the runner. It's not really hit all that hard, and there he airmails it all the way in. And because of that, Rua ends up at second base.
And Broxton knew it as soon as it left his hand. That was a mistake. Make them now so you don't make them in the regular season. Does put the go-ahead run in scoring position. Nomar Mazara at the plate. Good-looking young hitter. Mazara was making a strong push for Rookie of the Year in the first couple of months of the season. Mazara will be the everyday right fielder. Shin-Soo Choo is going to be the designated hitter to start the season for Texas. And Mazara knocked down by VR, recovers, throws in time for the out. Nice play on a hot smash by Mazara.
Nice to have a shortstop arm at second base. Playing that on the grass, knock it down, and still able to get the runner. A left-handed hitter always gets a little bit of a head start down that line. Look at VR with the arm, picks it up, and plenty on it to get the out.
So 2 gone, runner at third. And here's Joey Gallo. He was 0 for 2. Big bender in there for a strike. Gallo's hit the ball sharply twice and has nothing to show for it. Lined out to second, lined to right. There's 2 at-bats. Gallo's another player that can bounce around a little bit. Can play third, first, left field. Right now that left field job is open. Ryan Rua, Gallo, Jurickson, Profar are the 3 that are battling for that position. Might end up in a bit of a platoon. There's a high fly ball to left. Perez with the sunglasses on makes the catch, and that will retire the side. We're going to visit with Brewers pitching coach Derek Johnson when we continue. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning, all tied at 1 now. Rangers and Brewers on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Coach Derek Johnson, we appreciate you joining us. DJ, thanks for spending a little time, and now in your second season as the Brewers pitching coach, I would imagine things are much different for you this time around than last year. Can you compare the 2 for us?
Well, there really isn't a comparison. I mean, this year I'm able to breathe, and last year I couldn't. But yeah, but it's been good. I mean, obviously knowing the guys a little bit better, and you know, having an idea what camp's supposed to look like for the Brewers, that type of thing, that makes it a lot easier.
You came to the Brewers from the Chicago Cubs, but you made your name as one of the premier pitching coaches at the college level at Vanderbilt. So what is the major difference, other than the obvious talent, but the structure for a pitching coach from the college game to the professional game, would you say?
I think maybe the number one thing is when you're in college, you have, you know, young players who still need a lot of guidance. You can kind of do whatever you want with them. These guys, they're a little bit more finely tuned. They have, you know, what they need for the most part, and so now you're just trying to take the edge off of, you know, of certain things. So it is kind of apples and oranges from that standpoint.
Well, I would imagine, just to go off topic for a moment, that you saw the reports on David Price. They look favorable, and that's been big news for fans in Boston. And you coached him in college in Sonny Gray, and you had some great talent there at Vanderbilt. I'm sure that was a sigh of relief for David Price.
Yeah, it sure was. I shot him a text right after I heard, and he thought that he was going to be okay, you know, but I didn't know if it was he was hoping he was or if he really felt that way. And when the news comes out the next day, I shot him another text and just kind of had that sigh of relief. And I know he's happy. And hey, you know, that guy's been in, I guess, in the league for what, 9-10 years now, and hasn't had too much trouble, so he's been pretty fortunate. But I was happy to see nothing. Didn't seem like anything was too wrong.
DJ, how often are you in touch with your pitchers, you know, in the offseason, if at all? And what are the kind of things you talk about with those guys, you know, in November, December, January?
Yeah, so the first part is giving them a break, you know, not only from me but from the season, and, you know, just letting them catch their breath a little bit. And then, you know, you start slow and just say, hey, how's it going? What are you doing? And understand maybe where they're at with their training and how things are going and that type of thing. And then you get into, you know, maybe a couple of adjustments. You know, you're doing some homework on your side of things for, you know, how the season went for them and putting the numbers together and seeing what you see. And so then you're talking about that kind of stuff and seeing if maybe there's a different way that we can attack. And you know, so we did a lot of that in the off season. And, you know, like I said, you don't want it to be overkill, but at the same time you want to touch base with them and make sure that you guys are on the same page coming into spring training.
Well, all you have to do is make sure all of them make the advances that Junior Guerra and Zach Davies did. How much of a surprise are those two guys for you? I mean, to start the spring training last year, where they were, and now where they're at now, that's an incredible pathway that they had.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I you know, and this is no offense to Junior, but I didn't see that in spring training, and there could be a lot of reasons for that, but I didn't see it from him. And then when we got him, you know, this guy is willing to work. He wants to learn. And, you know, and he's been around the block. I mean, this guy has seen a lot of different types of baseball at a lot of different levels. So to see what he did was cool. I always felt like Zach would make that transition. I know he had some success the year before when they brought him up to the big league. So, you know, it seemed to me like it was just a matter of time. And I think once he got comfortable and kind of figured out who he was as a pitcher at that level, then, you know, really good things happen. So I was proud of all of them. I mean, Garz threw really well at the end of the year, and I was pleased with that. Chase Anderson came around and did some things a little bit differently that second half too. So, you know, if you can get 4 or 5 going at the right time with the bullpen that we had pretty much all year, you know, you've got a recipe for some winning.
How much of a sigh of relief did you have when they picked up Neftali Feliz? I mean, I guess when you have your closer set, it kind of makes everything else kind of fall into place in that bullpen, right?
Well, it does feel good to know, like, who you're trying to get the ball to in that last inning, and, you know, Neffy can certainly fit that mold. You know, but on the other side of it, where we're at as an organization, we got a lot of guys with a lot of different opportunities, and so that's actually kind of exciting, even though it's unknown. I have no idea how these guys are going to respond. And at the same time, I think it's kind of exciting when you have those young guys who get those opportunities to see what they can do. And, you know, we'll take whoever we get and, you know, work with them and see if we can make them better or help them get better.
Eric Sogard at the plate. He skies one into left field. And that's Gallo to make the catch. 2 on, couple of singles to start it from DeJesus and Susac, and now 1 out as we get back to the top of the order. We're visiting with Derek Johnson, the Brewer pitching coach. Derek, there's been a lot of discussion. We saw a little bit of it in the postseason last year, talking about bullpens and how to use bullpens. Do you go with defined roles? or do you like to let a guy ride for a couple of innings? Where do you stand on that with this particular bullpen?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we know our personnel quite well enough to be able to make any kind of decision like that. I mean, I think the one thing you have to factor in and was postseason. They had gone through an entire year with those guys, so they knew exactly what they could do, and they didn't really have to play for tomorrow because there's no time to. You know, that's the difference. You know, there was speculation, is this how a bullpen is going to look for, you know, for an entire year? You know, so much of what we do is we have to be able to play for tomorrow too, and it's a fine line. It's like, you know, we're winning or losing in X inning, and we got to figure out, do we go for it and gamble, you know, do we play for another day? So really where we're at right now is still kind of in that opportunity phase. You know, we'll see what guys can do. We'll give them a couple of multiple inning stints and see where guys sit that way, but you know, for right now, can't really answer that.
There's so many bodies. There's such a variance of talent, and then there's you and Lee Tunnell, who are in charge of all of that. So how do you guys divide up responsibilities, and what's that relationship like between you and your bullpen coach, Lee Tunnell?
Yeah, well, we both get here really early, and we have a lot of conversations, just one-on-one conversations, and it was really easy to get on the same page. I mean, Lee and I developed a really good relationship very quickly. I trust him. He and I have, you know, very similar ideas about what we see on the field, and so it's actually pretty easy. We just got to be able to, you know, to talk.
And watch a lot of three-run homers from your offense as Keon Broxton sends one out of here, and his spring training continues to be a success. Wow, Broxton with his second hit, a three-run bomb, and it's 4-1 Milwaukee. I'll tell you, Rock, this guy has changed his career arc in a flash.
Turning him loose on a 3-0 count, and he knocks one out. You know, that's what you're supposed to do on a 3-0 pitch. Check this out. Mendez having a difficult time locating, and Keon Broxton, I mean, just puts a charge into that. You can see the balance. I mean, nice level swing, and he knew it. And a line drive bullet on out of here.
So impressive what he's been able to do, and this is a pitching discussion, Derek, but what can you say about Broxton if you're trying to game plan against him, and the way he's turned his career around? He drops the hands. He's become a major weapon offensively.
Yeah, I mean, when he came back and the hands, you know, went down, something happened, and I can't explain it, but a light went on for him, and you know, all of a sudden this guy's able to hit the ball at the ballpark. He's hitting it harder than he's ever hit before, and then when he does get on base, he can fly. So you know, he's really transitioned into a heck of a player, and defensively he's really come a long way as well.
Monster numbers, 7 hits now as VR strikes out. Broxton has 7 hits, 2 homers, 5 RBIs already. Can you recall in your career, and I know you're a mechanics guy as well, but making that correlation to what Broxton did with his mechanical change, what about a correlation to a pitcher and somebody who made a change that you can recall in your career that made a change, and maybe it was a subtle thing that totally changed how they go about their business?
Yeah, I'm not sure I have a Broxton-like, but a lot of things, you know, with pitchers' hands, it seems to really make a difference in where they start their hands. And, you know, you'll see several guys that tinker with that. And, you know, JJ is a good example of a slot change that really kind of resurrected everything that he did. You know, when he was with Toronto, all of a sudden he goes down a little bit, you know, to a 3/4 type delivery, and, you know, the world changed for him. So, you know, little things make big changes sometimes, and that's seemingly what happened to those guys.
You know, DJ, I got to the ballpark early today, and you know, walking on the field, I noticed that you were having a long chat with a lot of your pitchers in the first base dugout. Can you share just a little bit about what you were talking about with those guys?
Yeah, sure. We were waiting on a drill to happen, and was killing a little bit of time. So, you know, we were just kind of talking about little things that win baseball games, and we started off with, you know, some mental things that every pitcher, you know, that I've ever seen that's successful seemingly does. And, you know, just kind of having a conversation, a chat, letting those guys talk. Jabbar Chamberlain was in that group, and he does a nice job. I mean, he's seen a lot of baseball, and I think he's had to think through the game a lot, so he was a big help there. And, you know, just talking about little things physically and mentally that can make a difference in a ball game. So, it was a good little 10-minute. You know, hey, we had some time before things went.
Well, Derek, we appreciate your time. Great job. Always enjoy visiting with you, and we wish you the best of luck this year.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Pitching coach Derek Johnson, now in year number 2. Keon Broxton gives the Brewers a lead. A 3-run home run makes it 4-1 Milwaukee.
Well, 4-1 Brewers as we head to the top of the 6th inning. A 3-run Keon Broxton home run last inning. And hey, young Brewers fans want to be part of the coolest club in Brew City. Sign up now for the Kids Crew presented by U.S. Bank for just $25. Membership includes awesome Brewers gear, 6 free ticket vouchers, access to exclusive events, and more. Join today at brewers.com/kidscrew.
Beautiful Saturday in Phoenix, Arizona, Maryville Baseball Park. And the Brewers now lead 3-1 after Keon Broxton with his second hit of the day, a 3-run homer. So 4-1 Crew as we go to the 6th inning. Rangers are coming up. Robinson Chirinos will lead off. Got some changes here for the Brewers, including new pitcher Aaron Wilkinson. And on the first pitch, Chirinos drives one into the gap, goes all the way to the wall. Robinson Chirinos with a leadoff double on the first pitch he sees. So Rock set up the new pitcher here for the Brewers. It is Aaron Wilkerson.
And another big guy coming out on that mound, number 61. You can see what he did last year. Most of the time as a starter, only one appearance out of the bullpen, an 8-9 record at 373 earned run average. You can see a strikeout pitcher, 159 punch outs in 147 innings.
Got 3 changes defensively behind Wilkerson as well. Start to get to the portion of the game where all the substitutions come in, all the replacements, typically after a third at bat by the starter. Here's James Loney now, runner at second. New center fielder is Kirk Neuenhuis after Broxton's third at bat. Jesus Aguilar will take over at first base for Thames. And Yadiel Rivera is the new second baseman. VR is out. Loney pops it up behind the plate. Susac will give it a look, and that'll be in the front row. There's Yadiel Rivera. Four to 1 Brewers. Brewers got a run on a VR RBI triple in the third inning. And then Keon Broxton hit a 3-run home run last inning. Game with 1 out. 2 hits today for Broxton, 2 runs scored.
All right, James, come on.
Wilkerson with a long pause, checking on Loney, and a fake to second. Second base is the only base a pitcher can still fake a throw to without stepping off. Remember that old fake to third, fake to first whirl play? That was eliminated a couple of years back.
Yeah.
We could never fake a throw to first base without stepping off. There's a called strike 3. Wilkerson strikes out James Loney for the first out.
So you wonder why they still allow you to fake the second base.
Seems like you're trying to deceive the runner.
I don't know.
I feel like that one's coming too. That's going to be one that is eliminated.
Because you fake the second a lot more than you fake the third.
As long as you step off the rubber, you can fake a throw anywhere. You basically become a position
You can
player
do anything you want.
at that point.
Yeah.
Drew Robinson, utility man, speedster, major stolen base threat. He's had a good on-base percentage throughout his minor league career with the Rangers as well. He gets a look with the big club. 1 away, 1 out. I beg your pardon, 1 on with 1 out. 6th inning. Brewers and the Rangers matching up for the 2nd time this spring. Second and final appearance of the spring as well. There's a strike. The Brewers are back in action tomorrow. They're right here at Maryvale against Colorado. They'll have a game on Monday against Cleveland in Goodyear. And then Tuesday is an off day. Split squad on the 8th. Take your pick. They'll jam shot, shallow fly ball to center. Neuenhuis is there for out number 2.
Hey, we don't have a telecast until Saturday, right? Wow.
Here, my Dougie.
Week off.
There are radio games and webcasts we offer instead. Next television game will be at Arizona on March 10th. I think that's picking up the Diamondbacks
Yeah, we're not doing it.
broadcast. And then the next game on Fox Sports Wisconsin, that is our production, will be the next day against Cincinnati. I beg your pardon, against San Diego on March 11th.
That's a game that me and Jerry Augustine are going to do. 2 color guys.
Players only.
Players only. That'll be interesting.
Spring training.
And it's, can you phone in the Open for us?
I think you guys are going to be great. What stories you two are going to be able to tell?
I'm going to spin some yarns, but I'm not quite sure about that Open thing. I was concentrating very intently on your Open today.
A monkey could do it, Rock. Now, what's going to be your approach for play-by-play? Are you going to call traditional plays, or are you going to like go Mystery Science Theater?
I haven't decided.
Have barstool conversations.
I have an open canvas, according to the bosses. They did ask me to do one thing. They want me to identify hitters. Which,
okay.
Yeah, I figure I'm going to do that anyway. But
would you like to start now? This is Doug Bernier.
no, I got to plan my attack.
Okay.
No, but I think we're going to have fun. I mean, Augie, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that, I mean, spring training and Augie's experiences, and talk about pitching, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
And then what are you going to do for the last 6 innings?
Do play-by-play.
Two of my favorite guys, Bill Schroeder and Jerry Augustine. There's a lot of Brewers history in that pairing. I like that. Runner at second, 2 outs, pitches upstairs for a ball.
Well, the funny thing is, you know, Augie has a house about a quarter mile from me here in Arizona.
Is that right?
And I never see him. I'm starting to really get a complex. I mean, he never calls.
Well, now you know what I feel like in the off seasons. When you say every year we're going to get together, and then I never see you. Right off the end of the bat, off the glove of Wilkerson. And that's going to go for a base hit for Bernier. Now the last day of the season, Rock says, oh yeah, pal, I'll get in touch with you. We'll hang out this offseason. Great.
Why didn't we do that this year? We usually do it once.
We had one moment, but you were so distracted. I didn't feel like I got any good Rock time. That was for the national championship game.
Right. That's right.
College football.
Yeah, that's right.
Your Clemson Tigers.
I was locked in.
Yeah, you were locked in and wearing all orange. You look like a cone. A highway cone.
Somebody tweeted that picture, by the way. Was that you?
I don't tweet.
Not very flattering.
There's a strike to Josh Morgan.
Didn't he come to the Hootenanny that we put on in October? We had an outdoor barbecue.
I didn't know you had a Hootenanny.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Actually, you scheduled your Hootenanny during the MLB playoffs.
Oh, that's right. You
that
couldn't
was
make it.
By design.
Oh, that's right. Forgot.
No balls and a strike. And Morgan sends one high in the air. Santana's under it.
Next year, I'll have another one.
Mark it down.
After the playoffs, it'll be December.
The inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Brewers are coming up. You know, it's Brewers baseball when the famous racing sausages are back at work. Very competitive effort today as the Polish, who's been the spring training star thus far, he's got a good chance to make the club. Polish looking good with the sunglasses. Wins the race. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Brewers baseball today on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And we welcome all of our viewers on MLB Network watching nationwide. 2nd inning of work for Mendez, the native of Venezuela, hard-throwing left-hander. And Hernan Perez, his countryman, at the plate to start it. 4-1 Brewers. Broxton with a 3-run homer. Jonathan Villar with an RBI triple. Very good numbers for Mendez, one of their top prospects, the top left-handed prospect.
21 starts, 24 appearances, and that's a pretty good earned run average right there. 219 more strikeouts and innings pitched. And
wow, Perez turns one around. That's way back there. And goodbye. Hernan Perez with a solo shot. A no-doubter onto the berm in left field, and the Brewers take a 5-1 lead. A quick, compact swing, and Perez turns it around in a hurry.
a nice quick bat, always looking to go to the opposite field, but when you do this, you leave one middle in, just rides it on out of here to left about halfway up the hill.
That'll bring up Domingo Santana. Santana with 3 hits yesterday, 0 for 2 today. Had a line out his first time up. Rangers starting to make some defensive changes as well. 1-2 the count, and that one's in the air, center field, back on the run is Hoying. Oh my goodness, what a catch! Jared Hoying just into the game takes a home run away from Santana. Wow.
Well, he played that one nicely. I mean, he kind of eased on back and timed his leap perfectly. You can see him checking out the wall. He gets to the warning track, realizes where he is, and perfectly times his leap. That ball would have been out of here. Nice play.
Jared Hoying running one down. Santana robbed for the second time. What a great play that was.
Just in the game, and that ball finds you, doesn't it?
Here's Brinson now, and he takes a ball. And Brinson fouls one away.
And just watch the way he measures that wall. He's already looked at the wall once. He knows exactly where he is, and perfectly timed leaped, robbing Santana of a home run. Nice play.
Those outfielders are trained to count their steps. And here at Maryville, outfielders call this warning track. When you go from the grass and the change of surface to the dirt, it's a 3-stepper, they say. Now at Miller Park, they call it a 5-stepper.
Yeah.
Meaning on the 5th step, that's when you jump. But here, it's that 3rd step. You know you've got to leap in the air or you're going to crash into the wall. That was well done. Brinson bounces to short. And there's out number 2.
You know these guys don't get a whole lot of practice, if any, here at this ballpark. I mean, you know, the visiting teams show up, what, about 45 minutes before the game? Hour maybe. They're not taking infield. They're not, you know, measuring warning tracks in the outfield. So that was just by instinct right there. That's a nice play.
The mid-inning spring training pitching change. Mendez is out. Jeff Bannister will make a call to the bullpen with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. New pitcher coming in. Let's set that new outfield for the Rangers. Scott Heineman's at left. We saw Jared Hoying make that great catch, the new center fielder. And Travis Snyder is the new right fielder. Nick Gardewine is on the mound with 2 away. So Mendez was an inning and 2/3. Gives up 4 runs for Texas today. Ivan DeJesus Jr. bats with 2 away, and a fastball's in there for a strike. So Rocket is Nick Gardewine on the mound. A-ball last year with the Rangers.
Yeah, 7th rounder for the Rangers in 2013. 29 games for him, a 5-1 record, and a 247 earned run average. A-ball to big league spring training. That's a nice jump.
And maybe most importantly of all, big league per diem on this day, traveling with the major league team. DeJesus with a base hit today, scored a run. Three and 1 to count. 2 men are out. And it's ball 4. I'm sure the nerves are flowing a little bit for Nick Gardewine. Getting a chance on the big league mound. It looked like Mendez just hit his pitch limit. Managers don't like making mid-inning pitching changes in spring training. And so when they do, they usually go to the pool of players who are up from minor league camp. Guys like Gardewine.
Brewers hit him hard. Mendez 4 hits, 2 of them homers.
Andrew Susac takes a ball. And that's the thing about Mendez. You look at his stats last year, and obviously this is spring training and it's all new and he's just getting started. He pitched in 24 games last year in the Rangers minor league system. He gave up only 4 home runs all year. Gives up 2 in an inning and 2/3 today.
And neither one of those home runs you would really classify as an Arizona aided home run. I mean, both of those, you know, Santana, Perez, both of them hit pretty well. They would have been out anywhere.
1 ball, 1 strike. In there, strike 2. Now the Brewers got a run in the 3rd on a Jonathan VR RBI triple that came with 2 outs. Scored Broxton. Broxton then hit a 3-run homer in the 5th inning. And Perez with a homer here in the 6th. Down goes Susac. A strikeout to end the inning. Brewers tack 1 on though. Hernan Perez as he gets ready for the WBC with his first spring training homer. 5-1 Crew. 5-1 Brew Crew. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Brewers and Rangers today. Got some replacements in as we get into the late innings. Brett Phillips, one of the top prospects among outfielders in the Brewer system. He'll take over in right field. There's Nate Orf from minor league camp. He's in the game at third base. Michael Reed now in left field. So you've got an outfield now of Reed, Neuenhuis, and Phillips. And then around the horn in the infield is Orf, Sogard, Rivera, Aguilar. Aaron Wilkerson will continue pitching in his second inning. Wilkerson facing Jared Hoying, who made that great catch, robbing Santana of a home run.
No.
Come to the park and you get to take something home with you. A little souvenir. Game used Rob Manfred baseball.
Yeah. They're not cheap, you know.
There's been a little talk about the baseball and the potential changing of the baseball to a more tacky leather baseball that you would not have to rub up. Right now the baseballs come bright white, and then you put the mud on them to kind of get them a little grit and a little grip. There's a new baseball that they use in Japan, and Major League Baseball is considering that change. There's a bouncer over to Orf, and a low throw dug out by Aguilar.
Yeah, the baseball, you know, the inner core of the baseball doesn't change, just the cover. Outside of the cover, a little bit of a, not real stick-em, I would say, but just not as slick as your baseball is these days.
You know, part of the discussion is, I'd love your opinion on it. You change the baseball, and now it's this bright white baseball that you would see right out of the package, which most guys instinctually would not use in a game. They see a bright white ball that in their mind says this ball is slick.
And I'm not going to get a good grip on it.
And has not been properly prepared for play. So there's a couple of things to consider when you're talking about that. The feel of the ball. I remember when the NBA changed the basketball. It's been a number of years now, maybe a decade or so, and they went to the leather ball, which was really slick, and you had to actually get some moisture in your hands to be able to handle the ball. And then they went to the synthetic feel, which was a little stickier, and there was a lot of shooters who were so used to that slick ball that they had a hard time with the new basketball.
I would imagine. That's a big change, and changing the way the ball feels and how it comes out of the hand. And I would imagine pitchers are going to be dealing with that as well if they do elect to go with that new baseball.
The inconsistency, the reason they would change is the inconsistency of how the baseball is rubbed up on a given day, depending on the pitcher, the weather. So they want a more uniform baseball is the idea. And the other visual for the fan, for the audience, is that a bright white baseball would be much more easily seen.
Home teams are very particular as to who they have, as far as who the players, you know, the kind of the look that the baseball these players want to have when the pitcher is throwing it. They're very particular about who rubs those baseballs up, because everybody does it a little bit differently.
Well, and even though it's supposed to fall under the umpiring category, there's a called strike three. Rua is retired.
Used to be the umpires would rub them up at least the first maybe 3 dozen maybe before the game, but they go through a lot more baseballs than 3 dozen in the course of a 9-inning major league game.
And umpires have people for that now, so that's why the discussion about a uniform baseball that has a little more tackiness to it.
And every umpire rubs it up a little bit differently. They all use the same stuff. but it's applied differently. I mean, by nature. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to do it the same way.
Travis Snyder's first at bat. 0 for 2. Or check that with 2 outs. Hitting for Mazara. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I mean, I'm all for uniformity throughout. I remember a ton of arguments back and forth with pitchers about, especially it seemed like when Bronson Arroyo was the starting pitcher in Cincinnati, because he liked the slick baseball. And there was always complaints by the other side that the baseball is not tacky enough. I remember having a conversation with John Smoltz about that. You go into a scenario and the ball's never really the same. So I think a uniform baseball in theory is a good idea. But there would be some adjustment.
It's always an issue for pitchers, particularly in cold weather, to be able to get a good grip on that baseball. So they sometimes, every now and again, they'll take matters into their own hands, figure out ways to get a little bit more tact to the baseball, and basically that's illegal. So maybe baseball's trying to eliminate that as well.
Yeah, that's the primary reason. There'd be no reason for a little pine tar or digging into the laces and all the little things that pitchers do, but not just. It's not just that pitchers do it. I think most hitters want pitchers to be able to have a grip on the baseball, especially when it's cold out.
That's yeah, that's always good.
2 outs, 1 and 2 the count on Snyder.
Which is why baseball is never played in the rain. Other sports are. It's just because you got a wet baseball, pitchers trying to throw it, 95 miles an hour at a guy, and that's just not safe.
Wilkerson with 2 away, and Snyder pulls one foul.
I'm all for anything that they can do to have him just play through the rain. Make a baseball that will stay safe enough that they could slosh through puddles.
Sure, put some ponchos on,
catch fly balls through the rain, and I'm all for it now that I'm not playing anymore.
Or just require that every team puts a roof on their stadium. Take care of that. 2-2 pitch. Good curve and a big bouncer. Shift on. Sogard, the shortstop, way over there to make the play. And a 3-up, 3-down inning. Nicely done, Aaron Wilkerson. 5-1 Brewers. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time in Maryvale. Go. Fun at the ballpark today. Good crowd Saturday afternoon. Great weather, and the Brewers lead 5-1. Hey, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with National Alliance on Mental Illness and their commitment to improving the lives of families and those living with mental illness. Learn more about how to be stigma-free and visit foxsportsupports.com. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Brewers, Rangers. And Texas has a new pitcher on the mound, R.J. Alvarez. He's the pitcher. Big fastball. Guy that's been traded a couple of times. And he'll take over for Texas for the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, spent most of the year in Double-A. 23 appearances overall. 20 of those appearances coming in Double-A. Had a 771 in Double-A, so he struggled a bit.
Sogard, the batter for the Brewers, the starting shortstop today. New shortstop is Michael De Leon for Texas. Takes over for Bernier. And the new third baseman is Luis Marte. He takes over for Josh Morgan, who had a nice game defensively. Sogard bounces one to the new second baseman, Andy Ibanez. And out number 1. A.J. Jimenez is the new catcher. If you're scoring at home. How's your lineup looking with all the changes? You good?
I don't really put them in to the batting order until they come up. I do have the defensive changes thanks to our stage director, Beth.
All hands on deck when it comes to changes.
Yeah. You know, that's where Augie and I are really going to struggle.
You guys are going to be fine.
Because we have a tendency to let our minds wander between innings.
Kirk Nieuwenhuis getting his first at-bat of the day.
We don't pretend to be play-by-play guys.
You guys are very social, and you have a lot of visitors in the booth. So you're very much keeping the social responsibilities of being a Brewers broadcaster intact, which is nice. Everybody's got to know their role around here.
You just never know when there's a Brewers sponsor that's coming in. You just got to be ready for all that.
Make people feel special, as you always do.
Had a big group of folks on the field before the game today from the Hall of Fame.
That was nice seeing a lot of those folks from the Hall of Fame. Had a nice sized group of about 15, 20 people or so. Nieuwenhuis up 3-0. Takes a strike. Yeah, we were talking about the traveling museum that the Hall of Fame has put together. That is a very cool portable operation with some great artifacts.
They say that's going to be on a talking stick next week.
If you can't make it to Cooperstown, they bring the Hall of Fame to you.
Yeah. It's going to be right here in the valley.
And they are planning another trip to Miller Park, so stay tuned for that. Full count to Nieuwenhuis. And it got him. Strikeout for out number 2. And there you see that big fastball of R.J. Alvarez. Coming back from 3-0, Alvarez strikes out Nieuwenhuis.
Here it is, hit. It's got a little bit of late tail on it. Throws in the mid-90s with that late movement and gets Nieuwenhuis trying to pull it.
First at bat for Jesus Aguilar. Coming to the Brewers from the Cleveland Indians. Had a 30-homer season with the Indians in the minor leagues last year. Look at those numbers. Gaudy. 92 RBIs. Big slugging first baseman. Aguilar got a little time with the Indians, but no hits. Just 9 games, was 0 for 6.
Nice quiet swing. I mean, not a whole lot of movement in there. That big power. He's listed at 6 feet, 250 pounds. Looks bigger than that. I mean, taller, I should say. 6'3", there it is. He grew 3 inches since the last game. It's amazing.
He's
how
hit a
that
growth
happens.
spurt.
Amazing how that happens.
Brock's in the clubhouse every day, making sure to get the official height and weight of players as they come in. All right, we're on television today. You mind stepping over here for a second?
I hang out over there in the training room where they weigh in.
Size them up.
We're not allowed in the training room.
No. Unless we're being tended to, which has happened on occasion.
Getting smoked with a foul ball back here.
Every now and then we run a risk of injury. I would say there's not quite the sense of urgency from the athletic trainers when we go down as opposed to the players. Full count with 2 away. And he missed inside, ball 4. Aguilar draws the walk. I do remember one year when I got a bad flu, and the athletic trainers for the Brewers at the time, instead of offering this great care and concern, they locked me in my room. We were in Denver.
Great caring concern for everybody else, basically.
They said, okay, here's the deal.
Quarantine them.
You are not to leave your room. We will let you know and we'll come get you. Didn't want me to pass along that flu bug to the rest of the team,
Right.
which is smart.
They're great. They take care of everybody when we're on the road. And then when I had my finger infection, I mean, Roger Kaplinger and that group, or I should say Dan Wright, took good care of me.
Pulled you right off the air that day. That was a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Broadcaster injuries. Mostly our injuries involve paper cuts and, you know, you bite your tongue at the media spread.
Misspeaks. You know, the emotional injuries are the ones that we suffer.
That's true. That is true.
Like announcing that a guy's 6 feet and they put up a graphic he's 6'3".
2-0 the count on Yadiel Rivera, his first at bat. Brewers up 5-1. They've hit the ball hard today. 5 runs on 7 hits, 2 home runs. Hernan Perez and Keon Broxton went deep. Jonathan Villar had an RBI triple. Broxton's was a 3-run home run. Good fastball there, and Rivera.
Yeah, he's got a good one. A little short arm action on it, giving him that little run. He's got a good slider to go with it.
And he got him. Alvarez with a strikeout, his second of the inning. And we are through 7 at Maryvale. Rangers coming to bat. 5-1 Brewers. We go to the 8th. The 8th, 5-1, spring training baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And we remind you that you can stream the game live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go all season long. Download the app, take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball with you wherever you go. Paolo Espino is the next Brewer pitcher as we go to the 8th inning.
Had AAA last year, 24 starts, 26 appearances. See that 330 earned run average. Good work for Espino last year. Espino appearing in his second game down here in spring training.
New catcher's Rene Garcia, so got a brand new battery. Mauricio Dubon is in the game playing short for the Brewers. Scott Heineman leads off for Texas. Get into the 90s, you look at players from minor league camp. And for Heineman, a guy who was in single A last year, great chance to play on the big field in front of the major league staff. Most minor league players come to the big league games with the double flaps on the helmet. That's one dead giveaway. Shin-Soo Choo is one of the only guys I can think of that wears the double flap still.
Yeah. Used to be your switch hitters always did it. Terry Pendleton and
Otis Nixon.
Yep. Willie McGee.
The bat boy. Did he go? Did not. Payoff pitch, and it's fouled back into the net.
Look out, coaches.
They're in kind of a dangerous spot over there.
Yeah, you got to be alive with a right-handed batter at the plate. Once in a while, a guy will get a really late swing and fly one in that direction.
Why do coaches sit outside the dugout in spring training? That one's hammered into right center. Phillips on the run makes the catch. Nice play.
Well, they sit out there so you can get a better look at what's going on. Maybe get a better feel for what pitchers are doing. And in the case of Darnell Coles, he can get as close as you get a lot closer to what your hitters are doing up there at the plate. Nice running catch, good angle by Phillips, got good speed and a good first step, able to make that catch look easy.
The man with the great laugh runs that one down in right center field. A.J. Jimenez batting now for Texas. Shot into the crowd. Tell you what, a fan down there did a good job to protect a lot of people. He stuck his bare hands out there and knocked it down. That one could have done some damage.
Yeah.
Got to be heads up on these foul balls. Gave it to a kid. Nice touch.
Present.
Paolo Espino has the 8th with a quiet bullpen. Might try to see if he could finish this one. That's coming back our way. Look out.
Did you hear it?
Hissing.
It was hissing at you. You don't want to put your hand out for those.
Hissing all the way. Warning you. Do not be stupid and reach out and try to catch. Bad idea. I didn't bring my Spiders glove to spring training. Could have used it right there. High fly ball to left. And Michael Reed puts it away for out number 2.
Everybody in fantasy camp got a Spiders glove this year.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, it was a big hit.
That's a nice touch.
Yep. I still have mine at home. I should bring it.
Just in case we need it up here.
Pretty close.
But we always forget. It happens so fast, and you say, well, I could have used my glove, and then you're never ready. Ronald Guzman, the new first baseman, will bat. Big left-handed slugger. We're talking about the athletic training staff of the Brewers. And one member of the training staff, the strength and conditioning coordinator, Josh Seligman, was hit by a weight bar yesterday. Had to have stitches. So he's okay. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
No concussion, but scary situation. Another fly ball. Phillips chasing this one. And 3 outs in the air for Espino. Side retired. Bottom of the 8th inning. Brewers coming up in a 5-1 lead at Maryvale.
Of the 8th, the Brewers holding a 4-run lead over the Rangers. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Milwaukee Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Beautiful Saturday in Phoenix, Arizona. Spring training baseball. Welcome all of you watching wherever you may be. Across Fox Sports Wisconsin, maybe on the MLB app, or all across the country on MLB Network. Brian Anderson with Bill Schroeder. Mark Rita, our producer and director, and our terrific crew here. New pitcher is Ariel Jurado, the top starting pitching prospect in the Rangers system, and he'll get this bottom of the 8th inning. Michael Reed leads off for Milwaukee. His first at-bat of the day.
Yeah, split time between A-ball and Double-A. You see his numbers, 366 the earned run average, and an 8-6 record in 22 starts.
Rangers very high on this prospect. Michael Reed, another terrific outfielder in the Brewers system. Brewers are loaded with young, athletic outfielders. And we'll see 3 in a row here due up. Brett Phillips due to hit next, and then Ryan Cordell, former Ranger minor league farmhand, will hit third in this inning for Milwaukee. That's ball 4. Michael Reed draws the walk. Brewers looking to extend their lead. Speaking of minor leagues, minor league camp opened today for the Brewers. So they'll get about, I don't know, 10 days or so, a couple of weeks. I think they start games on the 16th or 17th. And so the backfields here at Maryvale. There's Phillips, a shot back up the middle. Brett Phillips with a single. First and second, nobody out in this 8th inning.
Yeah, but went down and got one and shot it right back through the middle. That's a nice piece of hitting by Phillips. Fastball down and just dropped the head of the bat on it. Check this out. There you see it going down and away. He's got good sink, does Gerardo, and Phillips didn't try and pull it. Hit it hard right back through the middle.
2 on, nobody out, and Ryan Cordell coming up. Good looking young athlete here. Center field prospect. The player to be named later in the Jonathan Lucroy deal. Lucroy and Jeffress deal. Cordell had an ankle injury, which sidelined him for the finale of the season last season, but he's been impressive. Very good outfielder. And one of the fastest players the Brewers have in camp.
Yeah, that player to be named later very seldom is an impact type guy. But I remember talking to, we had David Stearns on up here after that deal with Lucroy, and over to Texas, he said, you're going to be impressed with the guy we get as a player to be named later by the Rangers.
Chopper off the glove. Throw to first is in time. Wow, that was a beautiful play by Bañez. I mean, he had to get that in and out of his glove in a flash for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, slowed it down just enough, and just for a second it looked like they were going to beat it at first. You can see that he goes down and throws it all in the same motion and able to get him by a step.
No replay review in spring training, so that was one that might have gone to a review. Close play. Gotta bring up Nate Orf. Second and third, infield is in, on the ground to short, coming to the plate, and it's in time for the out. Perfect peg by the shortstop De Leon. Reed was running on contact, and an easy out once the throw was a good one from De Leon.
Yep, infield in and was hit right at the shortstop, and that was why it was an easy out at home plate. Michael Reed, although he's got pretty good speed, not able to beat that one at home.
It's one of the most misunderstood plays for fans, the on-contact sprint to the plate, because it looks like you just ran into an out at home plate, and that could have been a possible run. But remember, the scenario is you only give up basically one base. So if you're not running there, that throw is going to go to first, and it would be second and third with 2 outs. Instead, by going on contact, you force the defense to make a play, and you bring in the ground ball that might be to the right or the left, makes it a difficult play, and maybe you steal a run out of it.
Right.
And the risk on that other side is that you give up the one base. So now it's first and third with 2 outs. You only gave up the one base.
Well, and you're banking that you're not going to hit one right at an infielder, and that's exactly what happened right there. If you hit that maybe two steps right or left, it's a run.
So that's why you see that going on contact so often. Mauricio Dubon is the batter. Talented young shortstop coming to the Brewers from the Red Sox organization in a deal for Tyler Thornburg. Runner takes off, hit and run is on, and it gets through, a base hit. Took a big hop. Phillips comes in to score. And Dubon with an RBI single to make it 6-1 Milwaukee.
It's always good to see a good hit and run, right? I mean, that's exactly what he did. Took off. Dubon tried to hit the ball to the right side. Hit it hard enough. Look, it took a bit of a bad hop. Ibanez is not able to handle it, and the Brewers put another run on the board. Good situational hitting by Dubon. Those are the kind of things you love to see in spring training. You don't see a lot of bunting. You don't see a lot of hit and running. But it worked that time.
A little small ball. 6-1. Brewers add to their lead. Now 1st and 3rd for Rene Garcia, the young catcher. Ariel Jurado pitching this 8th inning. He's given up a walk and now 2 hits. And that one in the air, right field, hit well, long run. Snyder can't get it. Ground rule double. Garcia is going to play 2. And a 2 RBI double to give the Brewers an 8-1 lead.
And not a very good route by Travis Snyder. I mean, he's a big league outfielder, and looked like he had a pretty good beat on that one. Kind of misjudged it, I think. I don't think he thought it was hit as hard as it was, but Garcia able to drive it over his head, scoring a couple of runs. So the Brewers able to put up a couple, or I should say two out runs on the board. That's a good job by Garcia to take that one right where it's pitched.
So it's 7-1. I beg your pardon.
That's right. That's
the ground rule double.
It's only one in. Yeah.
Runner at first only gets third base. And here is Nieuwenhuis. Gets a second at bat today. Kirk struck out in the 7th inning. Keon Broxton was the starter today in center field. Had a terrific day. 2 hits, including a 3-run homer. There's Dubon driving in a run. Garcia with an RBI double. 2 runs are in. 7-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. And it's 1-2 on Nieuwenhuis. Both of these teams are back in action tomorrow. The Brewers will be back home tomorrow against Colorado. That's a game you can hear on Brewers radio tomorrow. Bob Uecker, Jeff Levering will have the call for you. The Rangers will have a home game against the Chicago Cubs.
They had Tommy Malone, the left-hander for the Brewers, is going to get a start tomorrow against the Rockies. And then the team goes to Goodyear against the Indians. I'm going to be on a webcast with Jeff Levering in Goodyear on Monday.
Get a little play-by-play in on the webcast, huh?
Oh, is that what I have to do?
I don't know. I think it'd be a good chance.
I think he's going to force me into it. I'll do whatever they want.
I think today would be a good chance to practice your play-by-play, Rock. 2-2 pitch.
How's that flight looking? You all right?
Probably leaving on time.
You all right?
Oh, fine. No problem. Got the Bill Schroeder helicopter. Wonder if Bob Uecker will let us borrow his helicopter.
I think so. It's an emergency.
That is how he gets here. Right back to the mound. Morado makes a play, and that retires the side, but a good inning for the Brew Crew. They score twice on 3 hits, and now lead it 7-1. We go to the 9th. Last call for the Rangers.
Community Involvement Initiative, known as the Community Achievers Award, recognizes residents throughout the state of Wisconsin each month during the year for displaying extraordinary efforts in their community. All adults and school-aged children throughout the state of Wisconsin are eligible to participate. To nominate someone for the Community Achievers Award, visit Brewers.com and click on the Community Foundation tab.
On Andy.
Well, here we go to the 9th inning. Brewers trying to get the final 3 outs and seal up a victory, which would be their 3rd of the Cactus League schedule. And Espino back on the mound. First ball swinging is Ibanez, sends one foul and out of play. You'll be able to watch the Brewers on television next from Arizona. That'll be on March 10th. Our friends from Fox Sports Arizona will have that for you, and then be able to see the Brewers once again next weekend.
March 11th.
Against the San Diego Padres.
You think Mark Grant will be in town? I hope he comes. Mud.
Cue shot. Espino covers, Aguilar hits him, and out number 1. Mark Grant and Don Orsillo, 2 of our favorites. Padres announcers. I'm not going to see you again, partner, until we hit the exhibition game in Milwaukee at Miller Park.
Are we doing one of those?
No, but I thought we'd go and practice.
You want to go?
Oh yeah, we'll be there.
I'm planning on being there. If nothing else, to drop off all my stuff.
I'd like to go sit in the bullpen for one of those games. Maybe get in uniform, do a little bullpen catching.
Help out Marcus Hannell.
That's my 20-year-old self talking. I don't think my 40-year-old self can actually catch a big league pitcher.
Getting down in the squat, that's the easy part. Getting back up.
Oh, Mikey.
When's the last time you got in a squat and caught?
I caught some fantasy camp games. We used to have the coaches play the campers.
Okay. You put the gear on?
Yep.
Wow.
It was not pretty. I do remember doing an instructional in Minnesota after the game in Blyleven.
That's right. You and Bert Blyleven.
And
he's
I was
throwing
down
him in the dirt.
Yeah, he was on purpose. I mean, come on.
A couple of 50-year-olds out there on the field.
He's saying, hey, I'm going to throw my curve. I need to keep it down in the zone. If I bounce it, that's too bad. You know?
That's not right.
That wasn't a good decision on my part.
You knew some hijinks was involved. That's a fastball. Did he go? No, he didn't. 2-2 the count. That's what a spring training lineup sheet looks like. Lots of action.
A lot of scratch outs, a lot of pencil.
And a lot of organization involved. On the ground, ranging over is Rivera. Got a strong arm. He makes it look easy out there. This guy is some kind of defensive player, Rivera.
Yeah. Anywhere you put him. Good range, very accurate, strong throwing arm. It's just a matter of whether he's going to be able to hit enough. But he can play anywhere and be big league ready.
Two gone. Brewers an out away from a win. And on the first pitch, Marte to left field, and that will do it. Nice day at the ballpark for the Brew Crew.
Go get him, partner. Go catch that flight.
Shaking hands. Craig Counsell and company win this one 7-1 over the Texas Rangers. Rock will be back. Put the finishing touches on this one. We'll see you opening day. So
No
long,
speeding.
everybody.
No speeding. Get there safe.
Thank you, buddy.